All right, welcome everybody to our last Bounce Back Live. So the Bounce Back program has lasted for the last like 6 months or so. We've covered different topics every month. Some have been resilience, mindfulness, self-care. Today's topic is gratitude, and we will be using, or we'll be doing a little bit of journaling. So if you want to grab a pen and paper, go ahead and do that. And let's just start with talking about gratitude. It's another one of those big topics, like the other topics that we've covered in Bounce Back. Mindfulness, resilience, self-care, all of those things are so big and hard to talk about. Today's topic, gratitude. Why do we want to practice it? There's not only physical and psychological benefits like all the other topics that we've talked about do. They help to rewire our thinking patterns. They work to help us concentrate on the good stuff that's happening in life. But specifically, gratitude also helps us connect to other people. So there's like social benefits also. It creates loving bonds with each other and builds trust. The easiest ways to practice gratitude, or probably the most common, is with journaling. I wanted to just ask the group if you've ever practiced a journaling or a gratitude practice with journaling. It seems to be something that's like very commonly talked about. I know that I've heard that many times. I have tried to use a practice of journaling with gratitude, and it has stuck for a little bit and not like a long time. I'm just wanting to open it up to the group to see if y'all have practiced writing with gratitude and how that kind of went. Anybody want to share?
I have, but I'm not very consistent with things like that. But I have gotten better, especially through the pandemic, because there were days when you had to kind of just grasp for something, but didn't necessarily always write it down.
Yeah.
Journal.
Yeah. I read something when I was researching for this talk about thinking of like the most common thing that I think about, or that I think people talk about, is like do three things that you're grateful for at the end of the day. Yeah. And I heard somebody else say, think of one thing, but then 5 specific line items about like why you're grateful for that thing. And because the more specific you can be, the like more connected you feel to it. So instead of like, I'm thankful for my partner, and I'm thankful for my kids, and I'm thankful for my house, those are all like super general. And then if you get specific, it's like, I'm thankful for my partner that does these things. It kind of helps get like more specific and less in the rewiring of brain part. Has anybody else practiced writing before with gratitude, and did that work or not work?
That project you talked about, Leah, where this was, I think it might have been 4 years ago. Like 2020 just doesn't even exist. So that year I don't remember anything. So I think it was 4 years ago. And the idea was write down 3 things you're grateful for at the end of the day for a year. And commit to doing it for a year, and it's really going to change your life. So I bought this really nice notebook and this great pencil or whatever. And I did get through about 6 months. And then pretty soon it was like, I'd get to the end of the night and I'd go, oh, okay, I'm grateful I'm breathing. I would say it was more of it was more of a burden.
Yeah.
Than, but I did do it for about 6 months. I came across that journal cleaning out my desk a little while ago, and it was interesting. It was a real busy time, and it was just a way to say, okay, today was nuts. Didn't even take a shower, but I was grateful for whatever.
Yeah. I was trying to think of ways that we could explore this topic without just being like, at the end of the day, you guys should write down what you're grateful for. I didn't want that to be like our talk today. So this is great feedback. And that's kind of where I'm at too. Like I've tried to practice writing gratitude at the end of the day and it just doesn't stick. So before we move on, anybody else want to say anything about journaling?
I want to say that I find that I do not do it. I do it when my head's in a dark space. That's when I find I do it more, when my head is in a dark space and I have different stressors in life and I need to put down on paper. So I guess I probably would benefit from doing it more often, but I find it when I need to write down and shift my mindset, is I find when I do is really the only time I do it.
Yeah, that's a good strategy to shift mind intentionally when something's not feeling good. That's good.
I was just going to add that I don't necessarily specifically journal about gratitude, but since the bounce back session on the 3 good things, I have been doing that
Oh, cool.
faithfully. And a lot of times it does turn out things to be grateful for, that you're grateful for, that happen during the day. And it has helped me feel better, sleep better. So
Awesome.
I'm good. Very
good. So another way to practice gratitude is to get into nature. It's puts us in a mindful space to feel the sun, feel the wind, hear the sounds of like the birds or the trees. It's a natural way to get into like a thankful or a grateful space just when you like get present with nature, or like that now state, like current moment state. Has anybody experienced that, just like getting into nature that helps you get into like a thankful or grateful state?
I can say that, and I think that probably this last year more than ever. I don't. It's funny, like, because I love nature. I don't exercise. I don't run. I don't do any of that. But I sure love nature, and I love being outside that way. I don't go outside to go on a run or anything like that. But kind of like you, Connie, we actually have we camp all summer. Every weekend we have a permanent. We're at a campground up in Babbitt, Minnesota. So we have every weekend we go to our camper, and my husband and I was just saying that to him this last weekend as we were setting up, that I think why I love camping so much, and it's our plan, and we're on about a 10-year plan. Actually, we're both going to retire early and do full-time RV life, is the simplicity of it. Because when I'm at the camper, I mean, I can clean the camper in 20 minutes and there's no responsibility. If that's how, I don't, if you can relate it all, it's just like, because I love the simplicity of it. So yeah, nature, just because it clears your mind. I find, I guess it clears your mind. Like it just, I don't know how it does it or why it does it, but it does, at least for me.
Awesome.
Did you watch No Man Land?
My mom told me about that, and yeah, I have not yet. I have not yet. But yeah, and we were just talking about what a great actress she is.
Oh yeah.
Just to add to that, seeing new places that I haven't seen in nature is especially rewarding to me. I have a tendency to do too much research before I travel, and I've got like all these things I want to see. And I've quit now, like, we're going to do this on this day and this on that day, and this is how it's all going to work. Because you find some of the best things accidentally. And being able, I won't claim to be much of a hiker, but I'm with one. And so I do it. But getting to the end of that trail is like, woohoo!
Yeah.
Yeah, and getting the reward of that view that some people don't have access to. So
that's cool. Yeah. Awesome. I like I like being outside in the moon. I like looking at the stars. I like fires at night. But I also really like the sun. I like to like just have the sun on my skin, or just hearing birds and stuff. I think birds are awesome. All right. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, for nature, what I think I really love is, just my two favorite passions in life are children and animals and and wildlife. And I think that's part of why I love nature, just like kids, is because, just my mind, when I let stressors, I think I obsess over them and I think too much about them. And I think that's why the nature, and animals is because they're so calming and reassuring and, no drama. So.
Awesome. The last way to practice gratitude is by expressing gratitude. So I'm going to challenge us right now to take a couple of minutes and send a gratitude text to anybody. It could be really simple. It could be whatever you want it to be, but to just text somebody that you want to say, like, that you're grateful for them for anything. Let's just take a minute and send a text to somebody if you want to. Oh, and the reason that we like practice by expressing gratitude is like by expressing it, it puts us in a grateful state because we're thinking about what we're grateful for, and then expressing it, helps us bond with one another. And I know I need to send more grateful texts and thank yous to my people.
Okay.
Did everybody send a text?
Mhm.
Cool. All right. I am going to share some slides now. This is journal prompt time. I'm going to share my screen.
Yeah, I'm curious. Can you tell? And I apologize if I maybe I should know this and I don't. But how you seem very knowledgeable in this arena. Where do you get your expertise or your knowledge and confidence in this arena to lead a webinar like this?
Oh my goodness. I kind of just feel like a human. I don't know. I practice things like I've always been on a quest for like self-discovery since I was a kid. Like I've always done that. I've always been interested in reading things like that or whatever. Like I studied psychology. One of my degrees is in psychology, but I'm just interested in it, honestly. And I don't know, I like bonding with people. So I
Cool.
do stuff like that, but like I'm just a person, I guess. I don't know.
Laura, are you
Yeah.
familiar with the Bounce Back Project and how it started? Maybe Leah needs to give just a little history on that.
Yeah.
I don't, and I feel like I can't. Half the time I can't even remember what I did this morning. So I want to say I'm not sure if I've even done one of these, been a part of one of the webinars yet, and I'm not sure how I even missed it. So I feel, Leah, I'm grateful to be here today, but sure, I mean, I don't, and I'm sorry, I don't mean, I don't mean to take up any time.
You're good. You're good. You're good. We have posted the bounce backs that we've done in the last couple of months on the on our YouTube channel, so I can send that out to the group at the end, or you can just like find it on our YouTube channel on MOHC.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do that. And then, all right, so these are 10 slides that just have a prompt for each slide. So grab your piece of paper and pen. Try to, as we're writing, don't think about it too much. Try to think of at least one thing with each of these slides. This first slide says, a strength of mine for which I am grateful is. So try to think of at least one thing, but if it flows and you want to write more than one, go ahead. I'm gonna move through these a little quick. A strength of mine for which I'm grateful is. Next one. Something money can't buy that I'm grateful for is, and you can just write these. I mean, you can write the whole sentence if you want to, or you can just write down the thing that you're grateful for. Something that comforts me that I'm grateful for is. Something that's funny for which I'm grateful is. This list is for you too, by the way. I'm not going to ask you to share any of these, so you can just write whatever. You won't have to share. Something in nature that I'm grateful for is. The next one is, I'm going to give us just a couple extra seconds on this one, but try to think of a memory that you're grateful for. Okay, something that changes that I'm grateful for. A challenge that I'm grateful for. Something interesting that I'm grateful for. I think this is the last one. Something beautiful that I'm grateful for. Okay, we're back and I'm going to stop recording now. Well, before I stop the recording though, the next challenge is to take your list of should be 10 or more things and pick a couple of them if you want to, and you don't have to do it now, but your challenge is to pick a couple of them, put them on Post-its and post them somewhere in your house. This is meant to be reminders about stuff that we're grateful for and practicing gratefulness in ways that are different than just writing it at the end of the day. I'm going to stop recording. Thank you for participating so far.